This is file number 231760. Bo Thomas Hike was placed on probation on a domestic violence and has frankly done a poor job of it. Mr. Hike went to school with my kids and with some of our probation staff. He has had several previous probation violation arraignments. He isn't here. Matthew Huff is assigned to his probation officer. At this point, Mr. Huff, you lost contact with Mr. Hike?
That's correct. He's not reported on probation since April of 2025.
All right, I'm gonna do a bench warrant. No bond. See judge. 48-hour hold. Mr. Huff came up late yesterday and we touched base on these probation violation cases, and he had a concern that Mr. Hike wouldn't show up today, that he never took this very seriously. He's not finished paying in 2 years and he hasn't done the domestic violence treatment class. So there's jail potentially in his future. Mr. Hike, if you hear this or somebody you know hears it, you need to get in here. You need to contact your probation agent. Otherwise, you're subject to arrest and you're just going to sit in jail until I see you. All right, I'm disappointed in that case all around. Which other one do you have, Matt?
I have a 10 o'clock hearing. So
all right,
I'll
you're
sit
good to
downstairs
go.
if that's okay and be back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Who has Natalie Welch? Let's call that one. Again, Daniel Frazine is the PO. He did stop in and touch base with me on this one, had some concerns about it. File number is 242320FY. Set for a probation violation arraignment this morning. She also has a warrant out for her arrest in a new case. Daniel, when did you have last contact with her?
It been shortly after she boogied out of the treatment. 7/16 is the last one that I spoke to her. And I did tell her that she was supposed to turn herself back in jail because the options were treatment or jail. And she said she was going to look into a new treatment place. I said, that's not how this works. She was put on testing. She's told them that she's on vacation, so she's not able to test. And
she's on vacation from testing, and she has an open warrant for her arrest on a charge of possession of cocaine. 251418 FY. Bench warrant in this case. No bond. See judge. There's no need for a 48-hour hold because she already has an open warrant on another case. So Miss Welch, you need to turn yourself in at the jail. She also owes $1,020 in unpaid fines. She's not doing real well. Daniel's that the only one?
No, I had Mr. Kuhn, and I believe he's just going to plead not guilty and ask for an attorney today.
All right, let's do that, and then we'll take up Miss Kiefer's case. Ashton James Kuhn. Have a seat, sir. You'll be more comfortable. Mr. Kuhn, you were placed on probation on a charge of operating while impaired. File number here is 241568. You're Ashton James Kuhn.
Yes, sir.
All right, the probation violation petition here alleges that you were charged with operating while impaired. And essentially, you got a new drinking driving case. One article is not to violate any criminal law of any unit of government. You failed to pay your fines and costs, failed to abstain from use of alcohol or drugs, failed to participate in treatment as directed. Do you have a lawyer in your new case?
Negative, no.
Who?
Negative, no.
TRPD is still for, I talked to the prosecutor this morning and they're still reviewing the drunk driving case.
When was it? When was it?
Back in June. I'm not sure why it's taking that long, but
So it was a three-hours case?
that's my understanding, Your Honor.
Anyway, at this point, Mr. Kuhn, this is just an allegation that you have not successfully completed your probation. Some of it's pretty straightforward. You haven't paid, you haven't gone to treatment, but getting a new charge would violate your probation. There's no sense to have you on two probations, so we also have you on our sobriety court radar. I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't get a good read on you when I took your plea. What are you doing now? Are you working someplace?
No, sir. Want to keep going?
Yeah, when did you last work someplace?
The last time I've worked, I resigned from a job in fielding, testing plants. I left and resigned. It's been a while. It's been on unemployment. I've been living on the streets for 10 months in my Suburban. It was a little rough.
Well, that's not good. The reason you don't have any money is you don't have a job. Have you applied
it's
for
been
other
rough.
jobs?
I go on Indeed and I'm trying to find the best job it's quite acquaintable for myself.
You need to take any job. You need to go to McDonald's. You need to work third shift at a plastics factory. You need to do something that will
Yes.
make you not live in your car.
Yeah, I'm okay now at the moment in time. I'm focused on more of my health.
Are you back at the Hutchinson Road address?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to appoint an attorney. Set a PV hearing. Daniel, how'd you find out about the new case?
I received an email and he came in and also told me pretty quick, within like, I think 4 or 5 days.
Oh, very good.
And the offense was on June 17th of this year. The new one.
All right, I don't know the date right now when the PV hearing is going to be, but I'm gonna send you out to the counter. They'll appoint a lawyer to assist you with this and we'll set a hearing. In the meantime, maybe we'll find out what's going on with the other charge. But that's the last thing you needed right now. When you say you resigned the other job, when was it? 2024, 2000?
It was like maybe a month ago.
Oh, so it was recently.
It was, yeah, right towards the summer.
All right, and where was that?
It's Bayer. Bayer.
That's a good job.
Yes.
The place up on the way to Richland?
Yes, the big facility.
Yeah, that's a real good
It
job.
was a real good job. I couldn't tolerate disrespect in a respectful manner. I was being treated poorly I'm pretty highly valuable and worthy for that job, and I just couldn't.
All right, well, all right, now it's condition of your probation, you're not using the alcohol. You're still on probation.
Yes.
So if I give you a test right now, what would it show?
Clean.
How about marijuana?
Oh, gross, I'm clean.
All right, good. You, Dan, you need to see him?
Yeah, we spoke. He's gonna talk to me after this.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Go out to the counter and Dan will see you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's a high-paying job, or was. Mr. Bird Beckett, would you come forward, please? All right, this is file number 24523ST. People, Edward Roland Bird Beckett. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're older than the last guy and you got more life experience. And you've been also struggling with alcohol addiction issues. You got charged with operating while intoxicated on July 8th of 2024. Your agent, Autumn Kiefer, says that you failed to report on a monthly basis. You kind of fell off the map. Sounds like you're back on the map. This is an allegation. Probation violation is not a separate crime, but it could result in a jail sentence. As such, you have a right to have a hearing, or it must be established, at least beyond a preponderance, that you violated your probation. You're entitled to have an attorney at that hearing if you wish. The last gentleman pled not guilty to the violation. I appoint an attorney for him. Ms. Kiefer, what's the status here?
Mr. Bird Beckett contacted my office yesterday. We spoke. He admits that he hasn't reported since May, states that he went on a different shift at work. He needs to complete an assessment, states that he did that at the most recent rehab inpatient that he completed last winter. So he was going to try and get me a copy of that. He's been told he needs to report on a monthly basis and he needs to pay his fines. We also discussed the fact that I want him to test at DRC today upon his leaving here at the court.
All right, where are you working?
Right now, Ford Blue Oval plant in Marshall.
All right,
He's a union worker, Your Honor.
okay.
Yeah, they shipped me all over the place, but that's where I've been since like March.
What are you working? What kind of, is it construction?
Fitter.
You're working on the construction of the plant?
Yeah, I'm doing the power plant for the facility.
All right, well, that's also a good job. You're no dum-dum. You are wise enough to know you got an alcohol problem. You've been to rehab a couple. I didn't make you go. You checked yourself in. You've actually been in inpatient treatment since I've seen you last. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I commend you for that. If you're making $35 an hour, you ought to be able to pay on your fines and costs. What do you want me to do with this, Autumn? Because I got 82 days of jail hanging over his head. I think I should appoint an attorney for him.
If he wants to admit to failing to report since May and he's negative today, I'll keep him on the probation. But I need to get a substance abuse assessment from him as soon as possible.
Didn't we discuss sobriety court in this case?
We did. He doesn't have a valid license out of California. Indicated to me yesterday that he's working on that as well. Has to pay fines for that too. And
all right.
My work schedule wouldn't allow me to come here.
It's a regret. I think we could have done some work with you, but there were logistics. You wouldn't be able to get your license anyway. You lived in Kalamazoo County. You work construction. I think last project was Gun Lake Casino.
Yes.
And so it would have been unworkable for you to do it. I think we could have.
This project is actually quite a bit more intensive.
Well, it sounds like you may be there for 5 more years. What's your trade?
Motor pipe fitter.
I
Local
underestimated, what is
357.
it? Yeah. All right. Or I'm gonna show a plea of not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Instead of PV hearing. Now, you heard what your PO said. We're gonna test you today, but you're back on track. You've contacted us. If you can get what we need to do, I can get off your back. I put you on probation a year ago. And, but I got 82 days of jail hanging over your head, which there goes your job at Blue Oval. So if you get back in good graces, maybe we can finish this probation and discharge you. When did he last make a payment?
He has not made a payment.
Oh, well,
That's what I told him. I mean, he's been on for a year
Yeah,
and is
I
making good
can-
money, but he claims right now that he's paying 2 house payments,
well,
trying to get a license back.
I can wipe out his fine with 82 days of jail. You need to buy a ticket on the Clue bus and get on it. I got 82 days of jail hanging over your head, so you need to take this more seriously. Like I said, if you can get back on track, we can complete the probation and discharge you, let you go on about your business. I've had a lot of trade guys over the years. They work really hard, and then sometimes between projects, there's dead time and less income. There's also a lot of drinking after work. They finish a 10-hour shift, they go out for beers and dinner after work. They get up the next morning and do it all over again. After a while, it catches up with you.
Well, it caught up with me a long time ago. I haven't
Yes.
been doing that.
Like I said, you're wiser than that last kid I talked to. You got enough bumps on your head that you realize it hurts when you get hit with a hammer. And you've done some things to try to deal with it. But I want you to take this more seriously. And I'd like to get to the finish line rather than have you do 82 days in jail. But I'm offended by the fact you haven't paid 5 cents in a year's worth of probation.
I had several ticket fines that I paid before when I came in last time.
All right. Well,
That was several hundred. And no, I just, honestly, the time goes pretty quick when you're working night shift. It's,
all right, you go with the court
Lost track
officer,
of
Autumn.
days.
Do you need to see him further?
We discussed yesterday.
All right,
so
you need to
he's
go
good
to DRC before the morning's out. We'll see how that
and I
goes.
can make a payment towards what I owe today.
Very good. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're gonna make a payment, you go downstairs for the damage.
Oh.
You can go downstairs.
I have some other stuff. Jonathan Dentler at 10:30. That's this afternoon. All right, I have Travis Andrews at 10. Troy Heemstra. At 1. Cody Matheny at 1. Edwin Otto Smith at 1. Well, I might as well stay where I'm at. I theoretically have another case at 10, and I have a 10:30. And then I have 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. Let's get some stuff out of here. I would have liked to have had that last guy in sobriety court, but we weren't able to make it happen.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing with Judge Middleton was a great example of how a courtroom can balance seriousness with just a hint of levity. And he handled the proceedings with his usual calm authority. From the start, Judge Middleton kept the atmosphere grounded. He wasn't overly strict, but he also wasn't going to let things drift off course. He gave everyone space to speak, even when answers came out a little tangled, and you could see his patience in the way he'd pause before jumping back in to redirect the conversation. The defendant, Christopher Miller, had moments where he seemed sincere, especially when he was addressing the judge directly, but his body language sometimes told a different story. There were times he leaned back, arms crossed, or looked away, mid-question, which gave off a bit of an evasive tone. It didn't derail the process, but it certainly stood out against the straightforward way Judge Middleton kept asking his questions. The attorneys did their part too, though you could tell one of them wasn't quite as prepared as they would have liked. Notes were shuffled, and a couple of questions didn't land as smoothly as they could have, but credit where it's due, they pressed on and got the necessary points on the record. That's part of the courtroom dynamic. You prepare as best you can, but in the moment, things don't always go according to script. As for the witnesses and officers, they were clear and direct, though one had a habit of talking a little too fast, forcing the judge to politely slow things down for the sake of the record. It's the kind of small thing that makes these hearings feel human. Overall, the courtroom atmosphere was steady, no big explosions of tension, but also not dull. There were a few moments that drew a quiet smile, like when the judge used just the right touch of humor to break up a long stretch of testimony, keeping everyone focused without letting fatigue set in. By the end, you walked away with the impression that fairness was served, even if it wasn't a flawless performance from every participant. Judge Middleton once again showed why he's respected, firm when needed, patient throughout and always, keeping the bigger picture in mind. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.